Get fast, reliable internet for any budget. Now, qualifying customers can get Xfinity Internet free through the Affordable Connectivity Program. That's right, free high-speed internet from Xfinity. And Internet Essentials customers can get equipment included at no extra cost. Get started today.
We change our minds every day. About 1 million things a day. This is no different. You can't be afraid to be wrong. You can't be afraid to say, you know what, I'm just going to rethink this thing. People are not dying getting the vaccine. I better rethink this thing. I'm going to go call my doctor and have a discussion one more time. It is okay to change your mind. Girl, that music just put me in a mood. I'm telling you, it does.
Sheletta, hey, how are you?
Girl, we both got our summer gear on. It's sunny outside. I know it's hot in Texas. I know. I see, girl, y'all baking. I mean, people are getting saved not because they've been to church, but they just don't want hell. If hell is anything like the heat that's going on in Texas, they like, I got to get to know Jesus.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, but do you even? I know you grew up here in Texas. Do you remember it getting this hot?
No.
One day it was 111 degrees.
No.
I was like, are you kidding me?
No. And when we were growing up, I was raised right there in Fifth Ward in Houston's, projects, and we didn't have air. And it was very densely populated, and it was straight up brick, concrete, and asbestos and lead paint.
Exactly.
And we did not. If you stepped in there now without AC, yo, it's gonna die. Okay, you're not gonna make it out.
And I'm telling you, and I have to say that you make accommodations because you got to think about the price and the grid that everything's on.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I try to, thank goodness, we're in this new technology where you can get Nest systems and they can readjust and do the eco stuff or whatever. Not everybody have that, but if you do, it's great. But like I'm telling you, but it's kind of one of those when you get to a certain age and you go outside, I am like, I have been in a sauna and I love saunas, but I can't be in the sauna like all day. So I prefer to just stay in.
Yeah, girl. And I was like, how do you get cool? I mean, even if you say I'm going outside to the pool, hell, the pool is hot. It's damn near bubbling.
Yeah. And it's the sun, those rays from the sun. And I remember living in Colorado, feel like we was closer to the sun than anybody I could think of. And it just beams on your skin. And that's the part is that I think that, and then we're in this, I'm humid climate and it's like, it's crazy.
And Al Gore was trying to tell folks about global warming and climate change years ago. And they laughed him off the stage. They were like, is this what he's worried about? He's writing books about it. He wants to talk about it. This is ridiculous, girl. They dismissed him. They were so unkind.
If they could only taken heat, I mean, even things to sharks in the water, and they are coming closer to shore. It's so hot, and just the whole world and everything around it, the ice glaciers, everything melting.
It's
crazy.
And the poor people in Europe, at least a majority of Americans have air conditioning. God bless the people who do not. But then we also, for the people who don't have air, we have cooling places.
Yeah.
We have movies and libraries and that kind of thing. But I was looking at stories about Europe. They ain't got no air. They don't have no air.
Yeah, I talked to them. They don't even, their homes are not even equipped with a central air conditioning. They may have like the swamp cooler type things but a lot they really depend on like just raising the windows up and getting those nice cool breeze.
Ain't no cool breeze coming in there, baby.
They were in the hundreds as well, because I have a counterpart that's in London and he was like, it feels like Texas. And I'm like, I don't know if you ever been here to Texas, but if it feels like Texas and you don't have an air conditioner, I'm sorry for you, man.
And nowhere to go, no cooling stations, ain't even got no friends where you can go because ain't nobody got no damn air.
And their rail system can't even run because it'll burn whatever is on these tracks. So a lot of their public transport, he was saying they had to ride bikes. And if they had cars and stuff, their public transportation, a lot of them use the train, and they could not get on the train because the train is something with the heat and getting it hot, they would just, melt or something. And they pretty much had their transportation system was really down.
Okay, you're a lot smarter than me, and I don't know anything about global warming. Is there any way we can fix this? Is this something that we can do so that we can try to reverse this stuff? Because, girl, between COVID and the monkeypox and the polio and this heat, we're about to be extinct.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and and the thing about it is, like you said, when Al Gore mentioned this 30 years ago, this is when paper, styrofoam, plastic, how we even just dispose of things. We
Yeah.
never really recycle. We have all this food, and what do? Throw it down the garbage disposal, throw it in the
Yeah.
trash.
It got to go somewhere.
We should never have, like, our trash should be really things that are not biodegradable, and we throw everything in the trash. And I think we've done ourselves an injustice. I mean, number one, landfills are probably, girl, I can go on. The landfills are full.
If we got any left.
If we had done things a little bit differently, our landfills would not be as full, and we would be able to recycle a lot more. Compost. I mean, there are a lot of things that we should have been doing. Yeah, it's great. Start, collecting your eggshells and all of those peels and things like that to make compost.
Yeah.
But if we've been doing it for 30, at least 20 years, we probably would have at least, because it's like the atmospheric pressure is what's causing a lot of this.
Yeah.
Is that, either it's pushing heat or it's freezing,
Yeah.
So it's,
yeah.
And that's where it happens.
Is it because we just didn't have the information? Did we know and ignore it? Or were we just not as knowledgeable as we are right now? That's the thing I'm trying to figure out.
You know what? I don't think there was a focus because, both of us were in biology. We were both, pre nursing, and therefore, and I got a degree in biology, and I got a degree in biology, but we knew then. But there wasn't a focus. A lot of it was not on that. A lot of it was on biomedical, this and that, and making technology was the focus. And no one really focused on the environment itself until we started going into a lot of these acts with, environmental acts and environmental policies that started happening. But that was probably in the last, 15 years. So we should have jumped on it, when we first found out and took it more seriously.
So we had the information, we just didn't do nothing with it. Is that
they had the information back in the 70s. They had the information back, during, I would probably say post Vietnam. They knew that things were. They knew that the world. Because you can kind of tell the fires. We didn't have this many fires and things that are burning in like regular forests that they hadn't before.
Look at the once in 100-year storms. We have them every 6 months. You look at the flood and you were like, okay, Katrina would never happen. Then Laura came, then Delta came, and then you start looking at these tornadoes and this is a once in a lifetime. This is a 1 in 100-year storm until 6 months from now when it happens all over again. It's ridiculous.
And I'm gonna tell you, you remember when the birds used to migrate? Birds don't migrate anymore.
Girl, they don't. They sure don't.
I mean, and you know what? That's what we really should have took heed when we saw birds. Birds would, usually migrate south. They would say they would go south for the winter.
Yeah, birds like, I don't give a damn.
Birds don't go nowhere.
I'm gonna be right here. That's too much damn flying.
Girl, look, I think we need to get us an environmental podcast and get some people on it. Because I'm telling you, I think, and I would even say, as African American people, we like things. We like boxes. We do. If we had really kind of like got away from plastic a long time ago, use more paper, use more things that were, could degrade. We got to have a box instead of us getting us a paper box to put our shoes in and our beautiful closets. We got to get a plastic.
We got plastic clear. Girl, go downstairs to my playroom. All the kids' toys is
all that tough from all that those big old tubs.
The tubs, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We got to do better. Okay, we got to do better. Girl, it's just so crazy because we don't know what kind of world we're leaving to our children. Girl, I'm telling you, if we don't do something about this environment and the plastic, not recycling, not caring about, like you said, composting and reusing things, and it doesn't take much. You know what I mean? It's not.
These are things, and we can teach our kids, like your young kids, and instead of them just throwing things in the trash, give someone a designation and say, hey, you know what? Every time we eat bananas and oranges and eggshells, make sure you're the person to make sure we always put it in some particular container.
Oh, you're such a good mama. You're such a good mama. And you know they love that kind of stuff. I'm the one who's in charge of that. You already know.
Yeah, and as soon as you throw the banana peel in the trash can, they will have a fit.
Girl, have a whole cow and go to mama and them house and mess they whole head up. Why is this damn baby not letting me put my banana peels in the trash can? They got on my damn nerves. But those kids are going to be the ones to help us to shift and do things the right way. And I'm just so glad we had a chance to talk about this because we need to put this out there into the world because everybody needs to know, girl, look, we got babies coming up. We're going to have grandbabies at some point, and we got to leave at least a little piece of earth for them.
Yes, we do. We do. And I think it would be great if they were our teachers, because if we start teaching them, then they'll definitely go that extra mile or learn a little bit more, and they'll tell us something in a few days. I mean, I know a little, I don't know a lot, but and I got to tell you, I only know because I lived in Colorado, and I lived in an area where the more trash that you had to pay more. So you wanted to recycle more. So I didn't learn by, HBU. I learned from, I didn't want to pay more on my waste services because the recycling was cheap. It's cheap to recycle. Yeah. And if I only had like a small bag and they picked it up, it was fine. They would come back and they'd be like, oh, well, you had 13 pounds of trash. What?
Girl,
I'm telling you.
Put your money where your mouth is. Well, it's been so good chatting with you, girl. I love you.
I love you too, and I thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekday, and take care of those babies.
All right, girl. Love you.
Love you too. Bye bye.
At Hy-Vee, we take pride of being part of the communities we serve. In 2021, we donated more than 14 million meals, and this year, we're committed to doing even more. For over 90 years, we've been the place that people turn in time of need, and we take that very seriously. That's why we're loading our semis full of food this week and making deliveries across the Midwest to help families this Easter. To join our effort, simply donate when you're at the checkout. Together, we can make a big difference for those in need.
All right, did you know I was the Mommy Slam Dunk Champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left, fake them out. Mama, go up, mama!
She did it.
Again? You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
For millions of Americans, the pandemic impacted our financial situations, and a lot of people lost their jobs. But that should not mean you have to lose your house if you can't pay for your mortgage. Listen, no need to feel ashamed if you missed a payment or 2 or 3, because there's a local organization that's willing to help you get caught up on those payments so you can keep your home. Let me tell you about the Minnesota Home Ownership Center. It's a nonprofit whose sole purpose is to prevent you from going into foreclosure. The Minnesota Home Ownership Center has a network of organizations around the state to review everything with you, explain your options, and then advocate for you to get the help you need. And get this, they won't charge you because it's all free. Check out hocmn.org or give them a call at 651-410-1086 to set up an appointment. You worked hard to get into that house. Let Minnesota Home Ownership Center help you stay in it.
When my daughter was first diagnosed with autism, I didn't know what to do because I knew she qualified for services and resources for people with disabilities. But trying to figure out how to manage everything was overwhelming. So I turned to the folks at Acra Home Care for help because for 30 years, they've helped families like mine and provided self-guided personal care assistance services and financial management assistance for their developmentally delayed and elderly loved ones. The folks at Acra helped us get a fence so my daughter could play outside in the backyard safely and even showed me how to use the resources to get a trampoline. And that's just a couple of the things that Acra Home Care does. Whether it's assisted living, mental health, or home health care, they've got you covered. Acra will make sure your loved ones who need services actually get it. Go to their website at acrahomecare.org or give them a call at 952-935-3515.